All right, everybody, roll your creamy, cheesy D20s here for me.
My D20 is neither creamy nor cheesy.
My dice are better than yours.
I rolled a 7.
Well, 5.
Chowder, you
14.
are cursed. You are cursed, my
Chowder,
friend.
get some new dice.
Wait, what did Chowder get?
You got a 5.
I got a nat 1, so.
Hey!
Yo, he's walking here.
All right.
He's walking here.
All right. Mr. Matthew Canavan, can you please tell us what happened the previous installment of Dicey Waters as we barrel towards it?
Oh my God. Wait. Real quick. Matt, please tell me you're considering buying a Dodge Caravan.
At some point in the future, yes. This
Okay,
next
cool.
car, absolutely not.
But we could engine swap it and it could be a sleeper. Okay, anyway.
It could be. We could do that. Previously on this podcast, we spend an hour with Colin trying to convince us to go to Farpoint.
I let the record state you are the one that came up with the idea of Farpoint, my friend. I was trying to get you to make a decision.
So anyways, we decided to go to Farpoint, and we were also debating on whether or not to go through to Averone to go find the inventor so that we could get a flying airship. However, that would pose more risks going through unknown, quote, Ghost Rider territory, going through literally uncharted seas. Uncharted by us, literally charted because it's on a fucking map. So,
Classic.
We do that. We say a quick hello to Zula Ragnar to help avoid some of the Mage Lord ships, and we eventually make it to Farpoint. We have some fun moments, fun in the biggest quotation marks, of people coming to terms with their new abilities and the wishes granted by Seraphina, namely Jerry becoming a zombie lord / white, having a conscience and coming to terms with the fact that his father killed him originally.
You're not my real dad.
Maeve coming to terms with, I guess, still mentally being a child, but still being actually a little bit older now. So trying to navigate being a teenager, which sucks.
Historically, yes.
Yeah, can't confirm. I don't remember what was up with Locke, but I think he was just having a good time.
I mean, yeah, I was vibing.
All right, cool. Jeddah, how is Jeddah feeling after all that too?
I mean, Jeddah's kind of excited to have leads. She tried to make a pitch for her idea, but everyone was like, let's go to Farpoint. That's closer. And she's like, fair enough. And
yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So yeah. So we get to Farpoint, and it's kind of spooky and slightly traumatic for those of us who were imprisoned here. And as we start exploring through some of the ruins. Well, some are ruins. Some looks like that things have been possibly rebuilt a little bit. We hear a very screechy voice. Not really screechy, more like
A mastercrafted British accent is what it was.
It was all over the fucking place.
That's what it sounded like at first. It sounded different. Literally 2 seconds later.
An Italian one next.
We've done enough terrible Italian stereotypes on this show. Yeah, don't worry. There is an actual voice locked in for this character that I have.
So then eventually we end up going into the tower and hiding behind the throne of the Far Lord. Not the Fire Lord, the Far Lord. We find a crab in a wizard hat, and he's saying, "Hey, what are you doing here?"
I'm walking.
Exactly like that.
I'm walking here.
I'm scuttling here.
That's where we're going to pick up. We are here on Farpoint, the genesis of this initial journey, your first stop here in this timeline, and the wreckage of your first encounter seems to have been co-opted by this crab wearing a tall, pointy blue hat, contrasted in a lovely fashion by the sunlight reflecting off of his shiny red carapace. So, I'm Far Lord Ragu. Far Lord Ragu! What brings you to my domain? as his accent fluctuates as he tries to put on the voice.
Jetta takes a look around. Is there like anyone like hiding, waiting to like jump us?
Perception.
Let's go.
Perceive these notes.
I perceive a natural one. I perceive a natural
I
one.
rolled a 2, my guy. That's absurd. You're looking around, but it's too dark and musty in here as ash from Kalt's destruction still gets carried away with the wind here and there. And you are left with Kalt standing face to face with this crab man, which is not quite as tall as most of the people in this group. In fact, now that Maeve has shot up a bit, you all tower over the Far Lord Ragu here as he tries to make himself seem more intimidating.
So you're saying that we're bigger than an actual crab?
This is not the size of a Skyrim mud crab. This is a little larger than a child, I would say.
So like a coconut crab. Gotcha.
The crab has been relatively anthropomorphized.
I meet the crab at eye level.
And it's when you do that, it seems it cowers a little bit, almost like locking eyes is a threat. It's like,
sorry.
What are you doing there? What's that? What's going on?
I'm not trying to start nothing. I'm just.
What are you doing? Back off.
Is it just you here?
Get light close there.
I just want to have a talk, man. I just want to, friendly talk. I mean, we don't gotta start nothing.
Its pincers that slightly resemble hands have been swirling in the air in a vaguely menacing way, and when you tell it to calm down, the hand swirl slows a bit as they relax.
We're just passing through, and we figured maybe ask around for a certain dragon that we're looking for, if like anyone here might have heard of it. But I guess my first question here is it just you, or is there anyone else?
What makes you think it's just me then, eh? For all you know, I could have a whole fleet of crabs hiding behind each bit of wood, each little bit of broken ship out there. We could be swarming the place. Look at all these shells.
And he taps the patchwork stuff that it put into the wall. It's like,
you think that I just did all this by myself? That I've been, trapped here all by myself for weeks on end? Preposterous.
Well, now that you say it like that, I think yes.
It skitters and turns towards you and starts aggressively swirling its pincers again. It is not scary, but it is trying to be scary.
Well, it's very cute what you're doing. I appreciate it, but you don't have to get offended.
It stops moving and says,
I was kind of going for intimidating here, but that was the nicest thing I've heard in quite some time, and I'm really quite appreciative of it.
Oh, no, you're very adorable. This is all very cute.
Even the hat? I was worried that the hat might come off a little bit pretentious.
Oh, no, I love the hat. If I could rock a hat like that, I would. Of course, it'd be human-sized.
Nah, that's an amazing hat. I gotta stand by Kalt with that one.
Really? You all... Hey, what about you two? What do you think of this hat?
And it sort of like quickly skitters left and right, rotating, spinning around, showing you its blue pointy hat.
Remind me, is this like a full-size, like human-sized crab, or is this
it's a little larger than a child. If you were still small, it would be bigger than you, but you are now taller than it.
Still a pretty big fucking crab.
Pretty big.
Yeah, I mean, it's a decent-sized hat, I guess.
Yeah, the size was the hardest part. I'm not a very large individual, as you can tell.
I can only imagine the sewing required with it. I'm going to make little pincers out of my hands with these.
What?
I've had a pretty bad way of it here in these lands so far, and I have to say, one of my first social encounters going swimmingly. Much better than I'd expect.
Well, I mean...
What sort of vibe are you going for with this hat?
Well, I guess my initial fear was that you were here to, scoop me out, fill me with cream cheese, things of that sort. But,
No. We would wait, what? Fill you? No, we put you in the cream cheese, and then there's a bit of a wonton wrapper, and then you are deep fried until you just melt in the mouth.
That is bloody horrifying. My family got off easy. No, I'd say that, I mean, originally I was trying to see if I could sort of gain the upper hand, but you found my devious hiding spot. And so I suppose friendship seems to be the way to go, and shared taste in fashion is never a bad place to start.
Yeah, if it's just a fashion statement, then I'd say it's a good hat. If you're looking for something more lordly, you might want to reconsider.
I want to see if I can convey a sense of mysticism that I mean, frankly, you think a talking crab would sort of convey on its own, but it's not really very threatening. So, because I can do a little bit of...
And he whaps his pincers around and shoots off like an Eldritch blast out one of the windows, and then you hear a distant explosion. He's like,
It's not nothing. It's not nothing. So, looking for a way to make sure that people can read, like, do not fuck with this crab.
Do not fuck this crab. Got it.
Holy shit, he knows magic too. How did you learn magic? I mean, I assume you're just like a regular crab, like not like a person turned into a crab, but like a crab that talks.
What do you mean, not a person? I feel like a person.
Listen, I come from like a whole place full of druids, and like those druids can turn into animals, and so what I'm saying is
you can turn into. Show me. Match for match. Let's see who wears the hat best.
I cast disguise self to like take on the appearance of a crab with a hat.
Whoa!
it skitters over to you and like swipes its hand over your head, and I'm guessing it like the hat illusion does not stop the hand, the pincer. He's like,
that is something mighty special. I can only aspire to such wizardry, such craftsmanship. Wow, I really have to say I thought that this was going to go much differently, but so far I'm really enjoying this interaction.
Hey, so question, have you seen a dragon around here?
it sort of like squints, and then its pincers go up wide, and then it sort of like recedes into its shell a little bit. It's like,
I feel like maybe we should talk a little bit quieter if you're going to be bringing that up around here.
What, dragons? As I make no effort to be quiet.
Listen, I may not have the ability to get off this island by myself, but let's just say I don't think I'm the only one here. I haven't seen it physically, but I thought Farpoint would be far enough, ironically enough, but the name is not quite as far as it implies. Listen, can I really trust you guys? Like, you haven't killed me. That's a good start, but listen, if I help you out, we can exchange some information. And as a result, you could take me off the island. Huh?
Man. You seem pretty
chill. A nice ship. I'm pretty small. Fit in it really nicely.
I don't know about you guys, but, I mean, you're a talking crab.
And you're a talking devil.
I am not a devil. Rude.
Well, maybe I'm not a crab. Do I look like any other crab you've ever seen? How many crabs have you seen wearing hats?
Okay, then what are you?
I don't know, really.
He could be a friend.
This one. I like this one.
I feel the same way. How did you like come to like be able to talk and cast spells?
There's an island a little bit south of here where there's a beautiful teeming area of the ocean, just absolutely flourishing with life, with coral, with weeds, and with entire schools of fish and families of crabs. And I was one of them, and I don't know exactly what you call it, but some sort of spirit, a large, powerful spirit that grants wishes, and it was making its way through. And I can't recall if somebody made the wish or it was some happenstance, but suddenly, poof, not just a crab anymore. And somewhere along the way, I seem to have been swept away by the current, and I landed here. As far as I know, my family's back there, and I've been looking for a way back ever since. So the answer is I don't know, but trying my best.
That's all well and good. I'd like to make an insight check against this crab.
Go for it.
Okay. Ooh, okay. 16 plus 6. 22.
You get the sense of a half-truth.
Okay. I think Maeve is just going to keep very quiet. But okay. she'll let the others proceed.
Need to get back to my family. I know a little bit about this thing that you're asking about, and all for the low price of transporting a very small, very charming, and handsomely dressed fellow off this remote, desolate island. It is a shame. It does seem that like there was sort of an active population here, but I don't know if it was some sort of storm that blew through. I mean, to my fortune that there's shelter, but whatever happened here must have been a true disaster.
Sorry, how long have you been here?
And it starts to count on its pincers the way one would count on its fingers, but there aren't a lot of pincers, so it's just sort of clicking back and forth.
Maybe about 9-10 weeks.
Well, we've been doing this for, 2 years now?
About a year.
So, you seem to be under the impression that there is, in fact, a dragon on this island.
It recedes into its shell a little bit more.
Listen, we need to actually, talk with them, make some negotiations, and any information we can get is really helpful. Like guys, we even floated the idea of like maybe like some sort of gift to like, you know, try to get over good with him, but we don't know what a dragon would even want. So
and it's sort of while still sort of like pulled back into its shell, its tiny little carapace legs on its bottom sort of teeter over to you and says, "I will tell you everything I know for the low cost of a handsome devil on your ship."
What can you tell us about your family on, like, the island that you were on? Because, like, it was a very nice story, but, like, you're hiding something. And, like, I know people when they're not, like, being honest, and you're not being honest.
It sort of sits there, and it looks back and forth between everybody else in the room. Lord Ragu is going to look for any sort of support from anyone. It does not want to answer Maeve's query. And does anybody else in the room seem to extend conversational assistance to him?
Well, I kind of want to hear what the answer.
I really thought we were getting along so well.
I mean, we'd still get along, but I would like to hear the answer. I think everybody would.
Jetto's like, well, you know, friendship is built on being able to trust each other, and, you know, I want to be able to trust you, and you want to know that you can count on us, so all cards on table.
All right, you've worked it out of me. I do have a deep, dark secret, and I'm afraid that I have no choice but to lay it bare before you right now. I think my family are still regular crabs.
I mean, what does that have to do with anything?
I have no idea what's going on with my family. It's just everybody that seems to swing on by here sees a talking crab with a wizard hat. It just keeps on sailing. And it seems that they're just saying, hey, can you help somebody out? Somebody in need here, trapped on this island all by himself. That's not enough. So he thought a little story about a family would help. But as far as I know, I was the only one that was turned into this majestic form. And if they do exist, maybe they've been dipped in cream cheese and wrapped in a wonton wrapper, whatever that is.
I mean, but there's worse ways to go.
So there you have it. I'm a deceiver. I'm untrustworthy. Nobody can take a single word I say seriously again for as long as they know me. And that shame will be borne upon my shell as long as I live.
So dramatic and manipulative. I don't like you.
Well, I don't like you either. But I do have a nicer hat, and that's gotta be worth something.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, well, have fun being a lying, deceitful crab, I guess. Maybe like to start exploring
Hold on.
around the base of the tower.
Yeah, Maeve, you step away.
I kind of want... Can we have this to a vote? I feel like he wouldn't be too much of a problem to have on the ship, and, you know, we would like to find this dragon.
It sort of excitedly starts clapping its pincers together while waiting the vote. Well, you know Maeve's vote is no. Jetta's vote, what is... I'd say
yes.
Raise your hand or not. Yeah. So Jetta says, like, raises her hand. Locke and Kalt, how do you vote to shelter the crab in exchange for information?
Oh, I'm more 100% crab. I say we bring him along, and when he valiantly falls in battle, like he is most likely to do,
Wait,
I would...
falls in battle.
Whenever... Not
hang
if,
on a
but
second.
when.
Is there
Not
a
if,
risk
but
of
when.
physical
When he-
confrontation? Because
When we face
my
off against the
spellcasting
dragon...
is rudimentary at best.
Wait, we didn't plan to fight the dragon.
When we face off against the dragon, and he... not
Do
if,
not let us
when
hear you say that.
he
My
falls
God,
in
man.
battle. When he falls in battle, I will...
I'm having second thoughts.
I will take care of you. I will empty your carcass of its supple flesh, and I will
That
wrap you in a
is
delicate wafer-thin
horrifying turn
wonton.
to what I thought
and then
was a
little
very
bit of cream
promising
cheese.
friendship.
But don't worry, I'm going to grab him by the sides. But don't worry, I'll
Okay.
animate your
It's
carapace,
starting. Oh, they're
and
coming for me.
I'll animate your carapace.
This is
and
how
you
it
can be
begins.
my pet.
They're gonna crack me open!
No, only once you're dead.
Locke, please. Be the voice of reason.
See? All he cares about himself. He's just being really shellfish.
Ah, that's the spirit.
Oh, I wish I could be mad at you for that one, but that was very quick!
Locke, this situation is escalating very quickly. What is your vote?
Locke's hands are on his temples, like so
He hates
frustrated
making
with the
decisions.
situation.
Why would you be
I hate
frustrated with the
decisions,
situation?
And I hate the conversation that just happened, because even if this is a possible situation for Kalt to want to make a crab rangoon, that doesn't exist in this fucking world.
Wait, there is a name for it? And that's the name I picked? Oh my lord!
Well, ain't that a funny coincidence?
All right, crab boy, if you... I'm gonna lay it all on the table here. We, as a group of individuals, tend to get into physical confrontation on the regs. If that's not something that you can handle, I would not suggest coming with us. If you want to take the initiative and be brave and be the first one of your non-crab exclusive family to leave this place, then you are welcome to come with us, but we are going to need you to be cooperative.
Hey, Maeve would like to cast message with Kalt.
All right.
Do so.
Cole, do you know any of those funny magic words that maybe stop other magic things from happening?
No, that would be useful, though. Well, actually, no, wait, no, I do. Oh my god, I do. Yes, I am quite capable. I can cancel others' magic.
I'll say this is all happening while Locke is laying out the deal to Lord Ragu.
I mean, if you're talking about, like, the immediate thing, if you're talking about, like, dispelling of something, then no. But countering, yes.
Yeah, okay, so Maeve's going to go back to kind of exploring around, maybe, like, investigating for what Bait possibly could have been looking for. It was an amulet, I remember.
It was in fact an amulet. You step upstairs as you continue to investigate. I'll resolve that in a moment. So, Locke, you are laying out the deal for Lord Ragu, and it says,
I suppose that's only fair. You can count on me.
and it extends a pincer.
Yay, we get to keep him!
I will grab the outside of the pincer. I will not put my hand inside the pincer.
Ah, see? Clever. Even you understand the danger that Lord Ragu brings with him. May all your foes buckle at my might.
And it sort of like does a little celebratory dance that Maeve can hear as she investigates upstairs. Maeve, you are sifting through the charred remains of what was Farlord Barclock's quote office, his quarters, as it were. Something that strikes you is that a lot of the design of like the chests and the bed frames and just the general furnishings of the place, now that you've had a little more experience here, do seem to match the aesthetic of the Black Tide a little more closely than you ever would have thought before. And in this investigation, there are not that many things left intact, so please roll that die for me.
Investigate. Oh, okay. 17 plus 1, 18.
You leaf through a series of small personal chests, jewelry boxes, drawers, knapsacks, backpacks. Everything you find is splintered or broken in some fashion, with the exception of one metallic box in the corner of the room, which is at the very least ajar. When you open it, you discover a series of ledgers. These were singed by the fire, so it's not a perfect record here. But much like the Black Tide, Farpoint seemed to be a slightly more well-run operation than was first apparent. What seemed like a ramshackle group of pirates had some backbone to it, some structure that the Farlord executed upon. Leafing through this stuff, there were registries of materials, of passengers, occasional incidents, like all in sort of like a spreadsheet style thing. A lot of it is illegible. But there is more than one instance that you can tell of individuals being hurled off of a cliff by nothing. That happened multiple times. There are plenty of other things that you see in terms of like prisoner exchanges and whatnot, but having watched Bait get yeeted off of this thing, that is probably what stands out to you the most, as everything else seems to be a series of exchanges between the Mage Lords and the Black Tide.
When was the last entry?
The last recorded entry on this is, in fact, the date of your arrival, which would make sense given that that's when this place was burned down. Mm-hmm. And at that point, there are no records aside from receiving shipment of Mage Lord prisoners, eventual transport to the Black Tide, pending review.
Oh, I guess I'll stick my head downstairs and be like, hey, Mr. Locke, you might want to come take a look at this.
I will go up there, I guess.
Mr. Locke, you meet her upstairs, and she holds up the charred remains of the ledgers and the most recent entry at the forefront.
I mean, you were black tied. Like, you could probably make a little more sense of this. It seems like it shows everything going on here, but the people here before, I think they were black tied.
That doesn't make any sense. Why would they... Does Locke put together that they were the ones who imprisoned us here, or is that not the same people?
You can roll an insight check.
Okay. That is a 12.
You are flipping through this back and forth, and you cannot answer Maeve's question. You weren't aware of this place being a black-tide hideout. The structures of the building themselves didn't look like that, but you were never up here, and yeah, it all kind of seems like stuff that you saw in the outpost you were at. Same tables, same chairs. But you can't quite square that with what the Far Lord was saying. So, to be honest, you don't have the answers. And with whatever the Ghost Riders are up to, I mean, there's a lot about the Black Tide that you kind of seem to be lacking at this point. That no amount of checks on your own will resolve.
I have an idea, but I don't think the crab is going to be very happy.
What's your idea?
Well, what if it knows more about these Ghost Riders? Or what if it's a Mage Lord? Or what if it's another Black Tide member?
The crab, you're saying?
Uh-huh. Because, I mean, you've seen me turn into animals.
Yeah.
Like, what if it's like that?
How would we figure that out?
I don't know.
Maeve,
But-
insight.
Okay. Oh, I do know. That's a nat 20.
Okay. You
Okay.
ask. He asks you, how would you find that out? And you're about to say you don't know. I'm going to say that you, in a moment of brainwave, you grab that ledger from Locke, and you see the multiple instances of people being thrown off cliffs. And you think of bait being thrown off the cliff. And you recall that every time you mention the dragon, the crab froze up and looked intensely afraid.
Right. Yep.
Oh my god.
How would you feel about doing a bunch of good old good Mage Lord and bad Mage Lord? The old one too.
You know, why not?
Okay, tips on bad.
Are you sure you can handle the bad roll?
I'm gonna be so bad.
Alright.
She sees Vietnam helicopters fly by her, recalling the events of Stoneholm. So the two of you step downstairs, and Jeddah and Kalt are not aware of your plan.
Do you want to, Pat? Do you want to hold on to the ledgers?
Yeah.
So you step downstairs, and Jerry's like, "Yeah, no, I was thinking if I could cobble stuff together. You know, my skin kind of grows through the shirts pretty fast, but I'll be out of skin soon, so a hat might actually be a good idea." And he's sort of talking to Lord Ragu about the hat. He's like,
Oh yes, actually weaving it together is the hardest part, but you actually have what we like to call in the biz, multiple digits, and that is your ticket to stardom, my friend.
so you guys are interrupting this scintillating conversation.
So, Maeve's gonna come downstairs, and she's gonna be like, all right, there's been a change of plans. We're gonna, Mr. Rangoon, you're, start walking.
Do you mean that I'm coming with you? As a compatriot?
You're gonna walk where I tell you to walk, and, no funny business.
I don't even know that I could be particularly funny.
What gives, Maeve? He hasn't done anything to us.
Yeah, aside from disclosing my deepest, darkest secret to all of you, that I've abandoned my family, I can't think of a single thing I've done to deserve this treatment.
Uh-huh. Okay, start marching, buddy.
It looks to Jerry, Jeddah, and Kalt for any sort of defense.
So yeah, Mr. Farlord, you know, we just want to ask you a couple questions.
Oh, so you just want to get the questioning out of the way while we're still here on the island, and then you'll set me up with some lavish quarters on your big burly ship. Looks beautiful, by the way. Nice detailing. Looks recently done.
Maeve slams her fist on whatever Zarendra says. Cut the funny business, Crab. You know something about the Ghost Riders, don't you?
Well, I never. Why would you bring your fist down so harshly on that gigantic skeleton? That's such a disrespectful way to treat someone's body.
You're not answering the question.
You're right, I'm deflecting. Damn it, I should have said that. Ah!
Maeve would like to cast telekinesis on the crab.
Go for it. Do I need to roll anything?
I need to make an ability check with my spellcasting ability, so charisma, contested by the creature's strength check.
Strength check. Okay. Let's go here.
Okay.
That's a 10.
The crab is restrained into place and is hovering about 5 feet up in the air.
Oh no, it's happening, isn't it? Oh no, this is the start of it. Not again. I promised I was going to be good. I said I wasn't going to do anything wrong. Please, just let me live.
Start talking.
What do you want to know?
Tell us about the Ghost Riders.
Oh my God, was it you doing this the whole time? The Ghost Riders. Okay. I thought they were black-tied. That's what they look like. That's what their ships look like. And they didn't seem to respond to any of that. They were real pissed off, and they're all swarming the cave, and I can't seem to get them to go anywhere. My family's trapped in there. For all I know, they've eaten them.
And he's just sort of wrestling against it, really trying to get out of his restraints.
What's everybody else doing as I'm telekinesising a crab?
I'm looking for an opportunity to be the good guy, but it's not easy.
Maeve, it's very unkind to bully a crab.
This crab isn't being upfront with us, and we've been through enough stuff, and I don't want to lose any one of my friends.
Pat, I'm just going to say, out of character, a good cop thing to do when someone's being shit on by the bad cop is to offer them a way out. That is a good cop thing to do.
Yeah, I just...
You think I got it under control?
I don't think you have it under control. Locke is just amazed at how quickly you went to telekinetic restraint. But so after Locke gets over the initial shock of Maeve just absolutely ensnaring the crab, he'll speak up and say, we're being truthful to you, and that's all we're asking in return. So if you lay out what's going on, don't leave out any details, don't try any funny business, this all just goes back to being hunky-dory. We go be adventure buddies. You're part of the crew. We get you set up on the ship. We get you some nice, some food. We maybe help you train a little bit in your combat skills.
But if you're lying...
Try to train this!
And then he starts swinging his pincers at you like karate chops, missing horribly.
Okay, well, see, now he's being violent.
Well, I mean, violent is a strong word for what's happening right now.
Well, hold on. You started that one. I mean,
he lied to us first.
Yes, but perhaps I had good reason.
Well, what's your reason?
You really backed me into a corner with that one, you cunning bastard.
He's gonna stop flailing and say,
listen, the Ghost Riders, they are fanatics. I tried to see if they could give me rides out of here. They still pop in for supplies here and there. They pick this place clean, and they don't seem to care that I'm left here to die. But where the Black Tide seem to have a focus on business, the Ghost Riders are focused not on themselves, but protecting something. And I have a bad feeling that something is exactly what you're looking for.
The dragon?
Don't say it out loud, you'll piss it off.
Friendship?
No, that's not the orc was correct. I just don't want to say the word again. I don't want to summon its attention. It is a tendency to throw people off of this bloody place.
Oh, yeah. We saw something like that.
You knew what kind of things I was afraid of, and you are still putting me in this position? Don't you think suspending me in the air like this might be a wee bit traumatic?
it sort of jiggles in the air.
Don't talk to me about trauma.
I doubt you could ever stand toe-to-toe with me in the trauma department.
Well, that would be where you're wrong there, Crab Boy.
Comparing emotions will get us nowhere. I've told you what I know. Let me down.
One more question.
The goalposts keep shifting.
No, there were never any posts down. What do you know about about this place using about it belonging to the Black Tide before?
The best that I've been able to discern, this place, they had a relationship with the Black Tide. There seemed to be some sort of understanding that dealing directly between the Mage Lords and the Black Tide was bad news. Think of this place as a sort of summit of arbitration. It was a place where both sides could operate without having to directly interact. And given Striders / Black Tide seem to be keeping, it seems there was a very good reason for that secrecy. I just used the word secret twice in the same sentence. Please forgive me.
We'll get you a thesaurus on the ship.
Is that some sort of much larger crab?
Is he actually going to come with us on the ship?
Why not?
I mean, he just seems like he's been hiding things, and it literally took this to get him to tell us what we want. Like, I don't like doing this, but, you know...
I mean, you kind of like doing this.
No, I don't. But it's like...
You seem to be getting a kick out of this.
Yeah, I would
anyone.
say.
Like,
Don't worry, Maeve. I think that you're kicking ass over here. You're getting answers.
Bubble Butt lied or attempted to lie to us for a long time.
yeah, and I don't really talk to him that much anymore.
Well, he's on the ship.
Doesn't mean I have to talk to him.
Well, you don't have to talk to this crab.
I stopped concentrating on telekinesis.
Lord Ragu... Hold on, let me roll a... that's a 5. Lord Ragu falls headfirst onto the ground.
Says, damn it, there goes my hat. Oh, my carapace tore right through my head.
Oh,
Do you know how long it took me to put that together?
Oh, no, that's rough. Does anybody have mending?
No. Yes, give me the hat.
It
There you go.
sheepishly hands you the hat.
All right. She's going to start fixing it, but it still does not trust this talking crab. I just want to reiterate. It is a talking crab that has tried to obfuscate or is not forthcoming with everything it knows.
I mean, it's going to be a little crabby, right?
Maeve, that's a very expressive casting of mending.
Yeah.
I mean, I come from an island where, like, you know, I met like a talking lizard and a talking deer. Why not a talking crab?
Yeah, and I killed my dad, so what do I can't judge. And not in like a cool way. Like I sacrificed him. Like, if anything, this crab should be afraid of us.
I think we all have hidden things from each other for good reason. And I think that self-preservation does fall under a good reason. But we need to have full confidence in being able to trust each other. So if Maeve doesn't trust to have Lord Rangu come with us, then I would side with Maeve.
Is that
Still want the crab on the ship.
is that hat mended yet?
It takes a minute.
Okay.
So I assume it's been a minute
Yeah.
with all of us.
Okay, yeah.
talking and posturing.
With the talking, the hat is mended.
Okay, but seriously, Rangu, what is it about this dragon? Like, you seem to know this dragon well. Have you met him? What is he like? What does he have to do with the Ghost Riders?
Well, let me ask you a question. Have you ever been bitten by a mosquito? You say you come from a place full of animals. You
Yeah.
ever been bitten by one? Yeah. Did you know that mosquito particularly well?
Did the mosquitoes talk back?
Like, it holds up a pincer to you like, not now.
Did you know those mosquitoes particularly well?
No, nobody turned into a mosquito.
Yeah.
It was just a regular old mosquito.
That's about how well I know this dragon. I just know that whatever it's doing, whatever its import is, the Ghost Riders are fanatics about keeping it wherever it is, and keeping people away from it. To the point that any time I ask to get off this island, the answer's no. And it turns out his reach, like I said, is a lot farther than I'd like. Hence, fear of being thrown off the cliff yet again.
And why would the dragon or Ghost Riders throw people off cliffs?
You were just talking about self-preservation. I feel like there could be many motivations for harming another person.
Looking at Maeve,
Are you harmed after that?
My dignity is certainly shattered.
and it extends its hand, awaiting the mended hat.
Yeah, she'll toss it to him.
It throws on the hat, and it's like,
You know what? Fuck this. I can't deal with any of you. You're not trustworthy. You're gonna scoop me out. You're gonna fill me with cheese. I'm done with the likes of you. The Farlord Dragoon is taking over his island again.
and it just skitters out the north side of the house and runs away from you as fast as possible.
Well, that was easier than I thought.
What the fuck just happened? How did we get in this situation to begin with?
How did we get here? How did we let prejudice poison our minds like this against a poor, delicious crab man?
Don't you ever dare call me delicious again!
Keep fucking walking.
Just buttery goodness. Just fall off the shell if you just boil it with a little bit of lemon.
He reminded me of my Uncle Jared.
Jared?
Uncle Jared died in a unfortunate butter-related incident. We don't talk about it.
Jeddah, Are all your relatives, do they all start with J?
No, Jared's just a coincidental thing.
Interesting.
My name starts with J.
That's true, Jerry.
Yeah, learning.
We are a family.
Whatever, Dad. And Jerry walks out through the south door that you came
He
into.
called me Dad. You guys hear that? He called me Dad. Oh my God. This is going great, everyone.
You just need to take 2 steps back and let him grow on his own.
Well, I'm literally several steps away right now, so make some fucking sense of that, Maeve. God.
Okay, well, so we know more about the Ghost Riders, and we know the dragon's there somewhere, and they're hiding it.
And they're working together, supposedly, the Ghost Riders and the dragon.
Yeah. Also, this place, it's weird. I don't like being here. Can we go?
Yeah, nothing else here.
We have to find this frickin' dragon, dude.
Yeah, we've got like the whole thing that we came here for.
I mean, we don't know where the dragon is.
Hey, Ragu, are you still here?
No!
We're done with Ragu.
Can you at least tell us where they come from? Like, what island they come from? This island? A different
Where
island?
what comes from?
The Ghost Riders and the dragon.
Why do you want me to talk about the dragon?
I will yell.
Oh, no! Oh, I did it!
And then you hear some scuffling outside to the north side of the house.
Hey, come on. Work with me. I will stop bringing up the dragon if you just tell me where he is.
Sorry, are you moving outside or are you just still yelling?
I am still just yelling.
Okay. You just hear some like light scuffling as a bassy thrum begins to emanate from the north side of the building.
I go out the building and see what
Bro, you're just walking into the crab rave right now.
So you Locke and Jetta step out the north side of the building, and Locke, this image is strikingly familiar. This is roughly the same spot you were when you saw Bell get killed, the Far Lord get killed by one of your own blows along with Edmund, and now, on top of all of the scuffed up ground, there is just a crab whose hat has blown off the cliff in the wind, who is being swirled around almost by an invisible tornado on the ground and slowly lifted up into the air. And it says,
Oh, no, here we go again. I knew that this was gonna happen. This wasn't worth any of it.
What is happening? What do you mean it's happening again?
What the?
You pissed off the dragon. I told you it can reach here.
What?
Can you not hear me over the scuffling and the thrum? The dragon's forces can reach Farpoint.
and then you hear a bassy voice saying words that you haven't heard in a year, and in your ears pump the words,
You pesky little animal. I hope you never step on my back again. Keep your trophies and leave this sorry place, you miserable wretch.
and with those words, Lord Ragu is thrown off the north edge of the island. He says,
This is like the 5th time.
and it disappears into the waters below.
Hey there.
Everybody that witnessed that, please roll insight.
I think we know who the
That's
voice
very low.
is.
Anyone who would like to roll insight, having witnessed that, please do.
That's an 11.
Natural 2.
Kalt, you just saw the sickest fucking light show as that crab got thrown off the cliff.
13.
12.
As Kalt is just enjoying the spectacle, and Jerry rushes up to be like, "Whoa, what happened? This could have been like the first cool thing I ever saw." But the other three of you seem to draw the inference that the dragon's effects reaching Farpoint seems very much to imply that the dragon is not on this island, left only with the implication from Lord Ragu that it is in fact the Ghost Riders that may hold the key to its exact location.
Well, I guess we have to go piss off some pirates.
Not necessarily. I mean, there is more investigating you can do. You have resources at your disposal. I want to be very clear. Like you have maps, you have ship people, you have stones, you have all sorts of things. So like you have those at your disposal. I'm not pushing you down confrontation road if you don't want to go there.
Hold up a sec. I pull out my map. Coin. I feel like I should. Can I just use the all-in coin? We're not using it. Are we attached to this all-in coin?
You pull out the all-in coin, this piece of magical metal in your hands that has only benefited this team but a single time. And Jetta, do you even realize the value of this? Or are you just like, coin is coin?
No. Coin is going.
Everybody else, roll a perception real quick.
I am just
That's a
asking
6.
if anyone minds.
Man, I'm rolling like garbage. That was a 3.
I mean, I'm going to take those rolls as nobody's stopping me, so after asking that, I just put the coin in.
And at long last, as you slot the all-in coin into the corner of the map, you have a very solid answer to the ultimate question of this entire campaign. This is what coin do.
What do coin do?
Tell me where I can find the source of that voice we just heard. The one that threw Ragu off the cliff.
You all hear Jeddah make this request to the map. A learned level of specificity after some of the confusion earlier on this trip. And the map begins to come to life as the various ink blots and stains seem to move and rearrange themselves, settling into the form of the Badlands, tears and all, with another blue blip appearing on the map. Locke, when you look over, it has appeared the place that you spotted pretty pointedly earlier, that Alaskan bullworm chamber. There is an island in the southwest corner of the Badlands, directly south of Farpoint, in which a giant inlet leads to the illustration of a large cave. And the map seems to imply this is where Lee, the god of balance, seems to dwell, right in the heart of Ghost Rider territory.
I think we have to go to the cave.
I am assuming a collective sigh from the group, either relief or frustration, I don't know, as you all start to make your way back to the ship. And Jerry just yells, "Shotgun!"
.com.
Hey, is this some sort of hormones thing?
Whoa.
Jerry's like, you don't ask people that. Sometimes people are just
Because
going
she's a
through
teen-
stuff.
Are you sure it's because she's a teenager? You didn't ask Jerry if he had some hormonal stuff going on.
Jeddah is a woman, by the way.
Jerry is an adult man. Corpse.